Hello! Welcome in, everybody. It is wonderful to see you all here today. So glad to have you all here. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. My hair is a bit of a disaster, but that's fine, because you're not here for hair, you're here for game making. 100%. At least I assume that's why you're here. If you're here for hair, hashtag hair gang, rise up. Amanusis, Mothman Centaur, Tiny Devil Games, Cubus. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, all of you, and all of you were hanging out in the lovely, lovely shadows. It is great to have you here. Thank you for being. Tom Millman, I'm here for the hair. I think you have a cool haircut. Thank you. Cubus, thanks, made by a talented pixel art friend of mine. Nice, nice, nice. Ariel, you're early. Hello, welcome in. Good to see you on YouTube. Hashtag Keratin Kings. Oh, that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Hey, welcome in, everyone. We are going to be doing more Game Jam stuff today. We're going to be doing more Godot learning. And then I haven't figured out exactly what we're going to be doing for... let me turn the music down a little. Haven't figured out exactly what we're going to be doing for our analysis today. We may do an indie title, we might not. It's going to depend on if the developer can get back to me. They don't have a windowed version setting, so my ultra-wide monitor is kind of messing with stuff, unfortunately, and it's blocking off a lot of their UI. So if they can get back to me before the stream ends, we'll jump into their game. If not, we may go take a look at Helldivers, because it's always good to learn from bigger boys, bigger gals, bigger indigenous slime monsters, how they do things, and do some master copying. So we may do some of that too. Very cool. It is great to have you all here. Hey, we've got our Game Jam going on. We are getting ready for that. It is starting on Monday. We have 5 teams signed up right now. Our goal, in order to move forward with this in the face of Ludum Dare, is, by the way, is it Ludum Dare or Ludum Dare? I've heard both ways. I can't find anything on their site to, like, define it. I don't want this to be another Godot. I can't live with that type of linguistic ambiguity. It has to be Godot. It can't be Godot. It can't be Godot. I'm sorry, all of my French viewers. No, it's clearly... Cubus, you're banned. If Risky Biscuit were here and not being a new father, he would be able to ban you. If he weren't banned himself. Godot. Oh, man. How? Godare. So, I can't deal with that type of linguistic ambiguity, please. So yeah, if we get one more team signed up by the end of Monday, my time, then we'll move forward. If not, then we'll postpone until after so everyone can recharge their batteries a little bit. Barring that, though, if we can get 10 people to join, I'm going to throw in a little something extra as a thank you to everyone for joining up and hanging out and leveling up their skill sets together. So with that being said, that's the Game Jam. Put the link in chat once again. Once again, our sponsor is Riverwolf Games. Big thank you to our sponsor, Riverwolf Games. As a reminder, this is a 9-day jam with optional critique sessions. It's going to be themed around actual design principles to give you the opportunity to practice having real language to dissect a design problem. Oh, little Kai. And grow in that regard. There are multiple prize categories to win. We're still not getting the bottom here, huh? That is so strange. Man. Do I have it, like, cropped on the bottom? I do. Why do I have it cropped on the bottom? Let me fix that. There we go. Hey, look. Now only little people are covering the categories. We have different prize categories. Come join. It's going to be a lark. It's going to be a great time. We're going to all level up. It's going to be rad. So, with that being said, we're going to dump. Oh, it feels like that sometimes. We're going to dump some game dev. And we're going to do some more Godot learning. We're making a lot of progress on here. Learning kind of how Godot functions. We got to this part yesterday of getting all of these animation frames in, and I need to figure out how to actually make this move, and I think that's where we're going in our tutorial. So we're going to start in on that. Let me pause our chill beats with a Z. We'll dive in.
To be a sprite frames, we'll click on that. We'll do new sprite frames, and then click on that. That will open up this new thing down here. And we can create some animations. So let's create an idle animation to use.
Oh, YouTube. I should get YouTube Premium. If we're going to be putting YouTube videos on the channel as any sort of content in the future, I need to be on YouTube Premium so I don't get any ads. All right. So we're gonna split these up. So we're going to have we'll call this jump. I wouldn't be surprised if I need to split this out more. And I need to do like a start of jump animation and a landing animation. Okay. And even a falling animation too. We may need to split all of those out depending on how this all functions. Hello. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. It's good to have you. I hope you're doing well. Feel free to let us know any projects you're working on, because we are a charitable organization devoted to helping people develop the skill sets they need to enter the game industry. And so we're all about sharing each other's successes here. So if you want to join the conversation, you're more than welcome to. We'd love to have you. Mothman Centaur, I can't even get Godot to launch. A window flickers, then nothing happens? Oh no! Have you had this problem before, Mothman? Is this a new thing for you? I should add a section on the Gamejam rules page that you can make your game in any software you want. Godot. Yeah, classic. Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah, I do have my son with me today, and he is just punch drunk, and he's trying to get to sleep. But, like, he's kind of bad at it still. You know, he's still figuring it out. What's up, man? Cybersecurity student here, just browsing around Twitch. Wonderful. Welcome in. We've got a very healthy student community in here. That's very cool. Cybersec. So I've worked in cybersecurity in the past as a designer. Are you red hat, blue hat? Or not hats, excuse me. Red team, blue team? or do you know yet? Just want to explore everything. Hey guys, how we all doing? Are you about to go to quiet time? What? No. All right. Well, I think you need to go hang out with Mom for a little bit, okay? Dad, yes, sweetie. She's doing the lawnmower. Well, it is quiet time, sweetie. Did you know that? It's quiet time. Sorry, one sec, everyone. Okay, welcome back in. Thank you for your patience. Oh my goodness. Got some visibility cloak problems today. All right, great. Let's dive back in. What have you all been talking about? Okay. Mothman, just downloaded it to start learning along with you. Yeah, right on. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. I use Blue Team right now, working in an AI startup as a cyber tech lead. Very cool. So yeah, I was in product design. So I did UI UX product design for a decade. Yeah, before starting this. Yeah, very cool. Well, very cool. I worked at a place called Census, based out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. If you're familiar with them, they do really cool scanning. Their data is outrageous. So it was a very cool startup to work at. What's the game jam you guys are working about? Thank you so much, Mothman, for linking that. Yes, this is our very first game jam. It's very centered around skill development because what I've observed in trying to help out a lot of people get into indie game dev and to help indie game devs in their journeys is that a lot of the times when we talk about design, and this is why there's the trope of the ideas guy, right? I have an idea for a great game. Let me just get together some programmers and some artists, and they'll build it, and I'll just tell them what to build. And yet they don't really have any skill sets as a designer. So that's what we're looking to fix. And a lot of people get into programming, and they say, hey, I want to make a game because I know how to, technically, but not from a design perspective. And so this is going to be about really focusing in on one specific design principle to help us practice and get the vocabulary we need in order to really tear apart a design and discuss it meaningfully so that we can say, you know what, this isn't landing very well. Let's try and figure out why. And then we'll have that ability to say, oh, you know what? It's because it's got this problem or that problem. Or we could enhance it by going and hitting this type sort of principle. So doing all that instead of just saying, oh, this is fun. And just the conversation ends, and there's not really a lot of actionable stuff for it. We need a command for it. Yes, we 100% do. You're absolutely right, Mothman. Ariel, I want to join the game jam, but definitely not solo. We'll jump into the Discord. We got a whole channel devoted to helping people discuss the game jam and get into teams and stuff. So. Mothman, I've only done the asteroids tutorial in GameMaker. Yeah, right on. Okay, head out. There was a designer like that on my first game jam team, and he was horrible to work with. Everyone else was so annoyed too. All my game jam teams fell apart. Amanusis. I mean, not really. By the way, thank you so much for the follow. I don't know how to say this. Grev1OS? Grevios? Grevios. Welcome in. Happy to have you here. Your rumor passing one had some road bumps, but the team was still like together at the end, right? And you weren't the only person working on it by the end, right? You know you're on the Discord? Well, I know. Get to chatting. Go talk to people. There's nothing wrong with doing a game jam solo. It's true. There is nothing wrong with doing a jam solo. I'm going to do this one solo. Robotech, hello. Welcome back in. That was Ameripod. Oh, you're so right, Amanusis. I'm so sorry. I get the AM. I mix up, and your profile pictures have the same colors in them, so it messes me up. I apologize, Amanusis. Oh shoot. All right. Thank you for the hat, Mothman. The one I did complete was yes, the ants. I remember that. Yes. Kato, I'm glad I decided to try another game jam after that. Oh, so you kind of had a different experience then. Done every one of my jams solo. There you go. Yeah, hello. Until you correct me, I'm just gonna start doing sillier and sillier pronunciations. Gravios. Ario, nothing wrong, but I'll get lazy and not do the code without someone whipping me into action. That's the thing. That's why that's the secret power of game jams, really. Like, they're really good for practicing skills and learning new things, but the really powerful stuff that comes from game jams are the soft skills. It's the relationships you build with people. It's your ability to estimate work. It's your ability to set a deadline and meet it. Like, those are the really powerful parts about game jams, to be frank. The ones after that were way better. Good. Glad to hear it, Kato. That's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. Hey, let's learn some Godot. Yeah, I want to get this dog animated. I want to get him moving. Okay, yes, is Grievous. Okay, great. Question, if I'm starting to learn to make games, is a good idea to start with Godot? I have some skills in JavaScript. So, Grievous, you're going to get some differing opinions on this. I started in November. Before this, I was a product designer, and I had some very basic programming expertise. You know, I had done some front-end web dev, but mostly HTML and CSS and web CMS type sort of stuff. I didn't do a ton of JavaScript, a little bit here and there. I didn't do a lot of, Node.js was becoming a big thing when I was in that space, to give you an idea of how old I am. And so I started in GameMaker, and that was really good. They have node-based visual programming that was really solid. Got me kind of into it. Eventually, I transitioned into full code, built a couple of projects, and kind of hit a lot of walls there. Realized, oh, this is what GameMaker is good at, and this is what GameMaker is not good at. And now I'm learning Godot, and I'm going to do the same thing with Unity. I'm going to do the same thing with Unreal. So with all those four. So I can only speak from my perspective. GameMaker has done a good job of getting me into the space. I think it's a good one. Godot does have a lot of support. Like we were talking the other day about Node plugins, Node-based visual plugins for Godot. From what I understand, GDScript is kind of JavaScript-esque. It's mostly like Python with some JavaScript. GameMaker is kind of like C with some JavaScript brought in. Really at the end of the day, the best thing for you is just pick something and then go with it and then see how far you get. And then if you hit some really heavy brick walls and you don't know how to get past them and like you don't want to have a community reach out or anything, like try another game engine. Like if your livelihood isn't depending on it, play around. See what kind of fits with your brain and what doesn't. There's nothing wrong with that. GDScript is not very similar to JS. Okay, that's good to know. Saibo on YouTube. Hello, welcome in. Why are you using Godot? Yes, we are. We're learning Godot. Absolutely. Joe, are you also building a game alongside us for the jam? I am building a game alongside us. My game is not going to be eligible for like any of the prize categories or anything. It's not going to be voted on or anything, but I am 100% going to be building alongside everyone. That's what all of the next, several weeks of the stream are going to be building stuff for the Game Jam, talking about it, sharing progress, doing critiques and analysis, supporting everyone, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And we're going to be doing some longer hours too during the Game Jam. We're going to be streaming on Saturdays, and we're going to be streaming for an extra hour or two here and there wherever I can. So, Ariel, honestly, pick a popular one that has plenty of info and you'll be fine on YouTube. Yeah. No, I agree, Ariel. Just pick something and stick with it. That's the biggest struggle we tend to have in not the biggest struggle we have in our society, but it's a big problem we have in today's society and culture where we have access to so much information. We get stuck in analysis paralysis a lot. And there's a virtue to be said for picking something and just going with it. Oh, come here, little guy. Oh, this is hashtag dad life stream. Oh, little one, come here. You feeling hungry again? You should assign yourself an award. Most Nepotism Award. That should be good. I should get like a gilded turd or something and then put it up there. That'd be funny. Cubus. JavaScript is similar to GDScript concept-wise, just not syntax-wise. But yes, closer to Python. Interesting. Okay. Saibo on YouTube, nice. I forgot how to game develop as a whole because I was gone for a hockey tournament for 2 weeks. No kidding. That's awesome. I want to hear about it. I hope you find it good. Godot is really nice. I hope I find it good as well. I'll tell you, being able to just attach a controller and have it work, freaking great. Like, that was awesome. I've been calling that out since the moment I started in GameMaker. Like, why do I have to build everything from scratch practically? Doesn't make any sense. Amaniusis, if anyone wants help with Godot, let me know. I have played with the engine for a few years and enjoy helping. Amanusis is a great person to go to. Very friendly, always down to help. Streams quite a lot of development work and does very technically impressive stuff. Stuff that I have no clue how it works. It's black magic to me. Definitely go check out Amanusis' Twitch channel. He has a Discord as well. Amanusis is great. Good guy. There we go. Shout out Amanusis. There you go. Has all those asynchronous callbacks, which takes some getting used to. Oh my. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever had to deal with that. Oh, of course. Thank you so much for all you do for me and for the community. I frequently go to Amanusis in Discord and say, hey, you want to help me think through something? I've got thoughts and I don't know where to go with them. So Amanusis is a great guy. Love Amanusis. Okay, hey, why are we crying? Okay, I do have an ad break coming up. We might not get to any Godot development until that ad break is over. We'll go do that ad break. We'll do a diaper change, and then we'll dive into some real Godot heavy lifting here. Yeah. I think that's like all the updates, right? I think that's good. Let's see. Has this developer reached out to me yet on how to fix things for? Oh, little one. No, they haven't responded yet. So we may not get to do that indie game today, which is a bummer. I was really looking forward to it. And I don't want to spoil a surprise. So we'll try and get to that maybe next week sometime. Hopefully they'll be able to reach out with some sort of workaround for me to get into. No ad popped up for me, Smoove. It's because it's going to start in 51 seconds from the time that I am reading this. And then, there's that weird wait period after that where it says ad starting soon, and we're in that limbo state of, are you going to go, or are you going to do it? But we should be seeing an ad pop in just a few minutes. We will pause the stream. We'll go into our ad break screen, and we'll dive in. I'm really excited. Really, really excited. I think Godot is doing a lot of really neat things that I'm very excited about. And I'm really excited as well to see, where is GameMaker doing its good things. I can't wait to get into Godot and see, oh man, I really wish Godot did X that GameMaker does. So I can understand both engines better and see when should I use one versus the other. I think that's going to be a good time. So with that, I think ads are starting up. We'll see you in just a little bit. All right, welcome back in. Hey, the camera's doing okay. Good. Bezos always collects. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Whoo! All right, let's dive in. Let's learn some Godot, some Godot, some giddy doot. What's the reason for doing ad breaks versus pre-roll ads? Great question, Kato. The main reason being, it gives me a moment to rest and like take care of the kid, and like frankly, without pre-roll or without ad breaks, even with ad breaks, I still have to take breaks sometimes to take care of things because, you know, dude's like a month old. He's not very good at pooping yet, let alone being self-sufficient. So it kind of ties in nicely there. Also, getting people into the stream without obstruction is a big deal. If you go into a lot of Twitch communities, you'll see. I wish someone would do like an actual study on this. But there's a lot of anecdotal data suggesting pre-roll ads kind of kills your reach. There's a lot of people who actually refuse to go into the affiliate program at all because it completely destroys their ability to grow their channel. Because people click in, they get an ad, and they go out. Because that's just the culture around ads on Twitch, which is rough. So, pre-rolls suck. Yeah, exactly, Tom. Imagine you open someone who looks cute like Joe, but then you gotta wait 1.5 minutes for ads. Oh, man. Back in my day, when you had to listen to phone's dial tone in order to get onto the internet. That's what real patience was. But that's basically it. Tom's basically right. It's it kind of kills reach. Yeah. So, in fact, there are people with thousands and thousands of viewers that never go affiliate, never go partner, because they just don't want ads. So there you go. Kato, true. I'm glad you pause for ad breaks, though, instead of some streamers that just keep going. Yeah, well, thank you for the feedback. That's actually good to know. Because I always wonder, like, is this the right direction? Should we do something else? How are people experiencing the stream? By the way, feel free to leave me feedback. I'm always open to hearing more. I was talking with Fortune's Favorite just earlier today about how people are kind of perceiving things and looking at things. So I'm always looking to grow and do what's right for this community, which may be different from other people and other communities, and that's fine. So yeah, we'll definitely keep doing that. I have a few choice words for the advertising industry. Oh shoot, my goodness. Yeah, and I'm not perfect at it. There are times when I blast right through an ad, and I miss it, unfortunately, on accident. But I will keep trying. I'll keep trying to pause. Thor's the goat. It's true. Hey, you guys want to see something cool?
That's right.
Want to see something cool? Hold on. How do I open this in like its own thing? This is Twix, which I don't love being on Twix, but hold on, messages. Here we go. Look at that. Dude, you rock. I have the blessing of the Thor father himself. Did you see him prank Primaton? I saw the short, yeah. We'll build our own streaming service without ads. That's right. Hey, there's the not a cult. There you are, Mothman. Shoot. No, he's a cool guy. Very cool guy. Big inspiration for how this channel got started, to be frank. And I'm sure lots of people are going to be saying the same thing for a very long time. When I was laid off, it was a real low point. I was super struggling. I was desperate to find work. This guy was still in his mother's belly, and I was freaking out trying to think, gosh, what do I do? Like, just the industry is terrible. There's layoffs happening all the time. I don't know when I'm gonna get a new job, and I don't know if I want a new job because it's always just been awful. It's just kind of been hell everywhere I've been, and it's not just me. It's like everyone on the design team. Like, design just kind of gets treated like a giant load of doo-doo by everyone, including design. It's very unhealthy a lot of the times. And then seeing Thor's shorts early on of like, you can make games and they don't have to be particularly well made. You don't need incredible skill sets. You just need like passion and dedication. I was like, maybe. And I had done some work on board games in the past. That's what this background is. It's an illustration my wife did for our board game that we made. And it sparked something in me. And that spark eventually led to foxhollowgames as we know it today. So I owe quite a lot to Thor. I owe quite a lot to his encouragement and patience and all that fun stuff. So, all right, here we go. For real, I'm gonna stop messing around. We're doing the Godot. What board game? Never mind. We're not doing the Godot. It's called Moon Hollow, Mothman. Let me try and bring this up. It's called Moon Hollow. It never got published. It was built under the foxhollowgames. That was its original incarnation, was as a board game publisher. And by the way, you want to see some concept art for Rescue? Want to see some concept art for Rescue? Ooh, isn't that so cool? Ooh, it's so cool. And the reality of making it in that industry combined with having our first kid was just like, nah, I think I'm done with this for a little bit. So let me try and bring up like a picture of Moon Hollow. Yeah, let's go through a bunch of these. This is some of the art that Sarah did for this. This is one of the player characters. You're a group of moths trying to make it to freedom fight against a tyrannical magical overlord who has sealed in this massive metropolis tree, and no light has been able to get in. No one has been able to get out for generations, and it's kind of turned all the bugs insane. So it's a dice building, roguelike, tableau building sort of thing, and I'm actually planning on digitizing it. It's probably going to be the project we build right after Rescue. So there you go. This is the bad guy. Oh, so much stuff. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this guy. This is one of the event cards that she was working on. This little cricket bard with the bells on the antlers and stuff. Antlers on the antenna. So this is like your character sheet. You would roll a set of 4 dice, and then you can put those dice on anything that matches what you have. And then later on, you would get cards that would have effects on them, and then you can put those cards, more player characters, more items. You put those cards on your tableau, and that modifies what your character can do. So here, if we go down here, okay, come on, there we go. This one, if you rolled a 6, then you can put the dice on there, deal 10 damage, and generate a tree, an earth. And then a lot of these abilities would kind of key off of each other. So we have elemental counters that kind of build off of each other. So you have a team of characters, and they're all generating elements and buffing up each other's abilities and interacting with each other and stuff. It was great. Honestly, I think it's a really fun game. I'm way more confident in the gameplay of Moon Hollow than I am in Rescue, to be fair. It's super cool. It was a great project. I'm really excited to pick it up again someday. Now, this is another one. Scarlet Tiger was a very fun character to play as, very different from a lot of the others. And we had a kind of a Slay the Spire style map leading up to a final boss fight, and that would be like a chapter. And then you'd go through like 4 or 5 chapters, and then that would be an entire campaign of the game. It was a ton of fun. Oh, yeah, the Overseer, our little bee slave overlord guy, and the Timekeeper. Yes. Oh, man. This is the final boss, the Mad King Loon. And if you notice any last unicorn inspiration in there, we can be friends. Please choose a pill. Blue, free game and ads. Red, not free game. Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing. It doesn't have to be either or. It can be a mix, right? You can match things to your audience, and it can be good. The problem is when one model becomes monopolistic or the only way to monetize, and then that's the only thing shareholders care about. That's when it gets to be a problem. Fallon here, hello, welcome in. It's good to see you. How has your project been going recently? Cabinet Otter, just got here. I have no idea what's happening, but I want to be a maniacal overlord. Good to see you, Cabinet Otter. Welcome in. We're talking about the old board game that I used to make in our old incarnation of foxhollowgames before starting all this stuff. It's what this art in the background came from. So just kind of talking a little bit about what that board game was. There was an early concept of like the cards had two different forms. So you could have it in one rotation or another rotation, and they'd have a different effect based on that. Ended up being really complicated, and while it was super cool and rad, it was just really intense to brain crunch through it all. This looks awesome. Thank you, Amanusis. Mothman, this is amazing. Thank you. I've wanted to make my own tabletop RPG. Nice. I have done that as well. Amanusis, we made a game, a tabletop RPG devoted to... something you could play while hiking. And it was something that I built for me and my wife so that we could go on hikes and play a role-playing game. And I'm very into role-playing games. I'm very into like mechanics and everything, but she's not. So it was kind of like something that she could just kind of experience while we hike, while I could have a bunch of crunchy number stuff to deal with in the downtime and stuff. It was a lot of fun. Choose the open source pill. There you go. Open source is a very viable business strategy. It really, truly is, if you leverage it correctly. Valnir, it's going. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, so that's the board game. Oh yeah, Luna, this is another character, kind of the support character of the group. Yeah, it was rad. It was a ton of fun. I loved working on it. They're the Sparkers. Merlin with the raid. Hello, welcome in. So good to see you. How was your stream, friend? I've been meaning to jump in, but my mornings have been a little bit... You can't see him right now, but I have a 1-month-old on my lap, and my mornings have been a little rough. Falcons Unite! The Cauldron is here! I love it! Love it, love it, love it! Welcome on in. So good to see you all. Merlin just ended today. Add a hat. As you wish. As you wish. Okay. Yeah, we're talking old board games that we developed. So this is Moon Hollow. This is our original board game that we built a long time ago. You can see some of the early concept art for the Sparkers. Great stuff. Great stuff. Oh yeah, and these guys. Crazy Mike! Or should I say XXX Crazy Mike XXX. It is great to have you here. Thank you so much for the follow. Oh yeah, and the mosquito that would like steal your life. Oh man, there were so many cool things about this project. By the way, for all of you who are new here, we are a charitable organization devoted to helping people develop the skill sets they need to enter the game industry. One way we're going about doing that right now is we're hosting a game jam. We're going to be doing a game jam for the next 9 days, starting on Monday. If we can get 6 people to join the game jam. We've got 5 people. We need one more. Avocado Witch Knits. Avocado Witch Knits. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Cubus, as you wish. We'll add another hat. So yeah, we're gonna be running this game jam. It's gonna be a special game jam. It's not just like, here's a meme, go make a game off of it. It's gonna be very heavily based around skill development. So we're gonna be focusing on HCI, human computer interaction design principles. I'm a product designer of 10 years. So we're gonna really focus on gaining and developing a language to help us dissect and analyze games. So that one's really great. We're going to have optional critique sessions you can bring your stuff into. We have an official sponsor in Riverwolf Games. Thank you, Riverwolf Games. We've got multiple prizes that are going to be available for people in multiple different categories. It's going to be a great time. So if you want to come in, that would be great. If we reach 10 people, I'll throw in a little something extra as a big thank you for everyone who's participating and joining us in the journey. You're all fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us in here. Yeah, Merlin, whoa, Mothman! Thank you so much for giving out those community subs. Wow! Thank you. Now you're here. Welcome in, Merlin. It is good to see you, friend. How are you doing? How was your stream? I can't join, so hey, no worries. That's the thing. This is our very first jam. But we're going to, oh dear, Cubus. 5 hats. There's number 4. We're going to be doing game jams that are very specific, like this, every 3 months. Engineer Trooper, thank you for the follow. Oh gosh. Okay. I also threw my back out the other day, so getting anything that's on the floor is rough. So we're going to be doing these game jams every 3 months. They're going to have different themes, different objectives. It's going to be a grand old time. Going to be a grand old time. If you can't join now, maybe you'll be able to join another one. They're all going to be really specific. They're all going to be based around, building ourselves up as developers, as artists, as creators. So it's going to be a good time. Thank you so much for those gift subs once again, Mothman. That is absolutely amazing. Boy, you're all chatting. Chat. My goodness. More hats. Now I'm out of points for now. Good. You're done, Cubus. You're done. Avocado Witchness sounds awesome. I hope so. I hope it's going to be something that people find value in and that they really grow from. Because that's our entire point. Oh boy, add a hat. We're out of hats outside of Foolbox's hat, and that hat is reserved. So we'll add a bow tie. We'll put a bow tie around a hat. You got to get creative. This is a game dev lesson for everyone. When scope gets unmanageable, you get creative on how to execute on it. There we go. We got ourselves a cute little bow. Merlin, I'm fried. My brain is practically dead, but I'm doing good. I had to fight with Linux, Django, and some other stuff. Leave my community in your hands. Have a great stream. Thank you so much, Merlin. Thank you for the raid. Have a good rest. You go take care of that brain. Sundown on YouTube asks, who are the Game Jam judges? Great question. So we're going to be having multiple judges for the categories. So first category, the grand prize, is going to be judged by our sponsor, Riverwolf Games. You may know them. They're Fortune's favorite and his partner in crime, Pain and Suffering. No, that's not like a comment. That is the name on the superhero name of this individual on Discord. The lead artist for Riverwolf Studios. So they're going to be judging the main prize. You can get all the details on the Game Jam page. Let me put that in chat again. And so they'll be judging the main category. We have the judging criteria listed on that Game Jam page. But then we have many other categories. We've got funniest, most unique, and most growth. Those are all going to be judged subjectively by me. I have a very weird sense of humor. I thought one Game Jam we played during the Pirate Software Jam of hurling toast out of a food truck window was the funniest thing that I've ever seen. So good luck on winning funniest Game Jam. You never know what's going to tickle my funny bone. So that's all that. In order to qualify for most growth, you do need to participate in one of the critique sessions so that I have something to benchmark against, right? So I can say, hey, I saw where this was, and I can now see where you've taken it. And so that's how I can calibrate the judgment for growth. And then we have a viewer's choice category. So on itch, people will be able to rate the games, and then whoever gets the most highest ratings across the community wins that category. And that's it. So 3 different types of judgment, 3 different categories of categories? How's that for information architecture? My community is chatty. Have fun. Hey, this is great. I love it. Thank you so much. By the way, if you follow, you get 300 points. Just enough for a hat, says Cubus. Oh, man, I didn't even notice that. I didn't do that intentionally. I should have. I should be strategic enough to do that. Can I send you a hat via a package? Then you have one more. Oh, my goodness. Absolutely. Unreasonable Client says, add more hats. Yes, every time I hear something like that, I remember the comic of the, putting their hand on top of the graphic designer's hand on the mouse and moving it around. Oh, my goodness. The final judge of all, God, yes. Hope you're having a good day, dude. Thank you so much, Sundown. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're all gearing up for that new kid. And I can't wait to keep seeing Feathered Serpent keep on developing on the new deadline. I hope it's getting a little bit less stressful for you over there. Funny, that I can do. We need a hat P.O. box. Yeah, we do need a hat P.O. box. We really do need one, yeah. Well, you know what? I've been waiting for people to kind of suggest that. I didn't want to get moving on it because there's a billion things I need to do all at the same time. But if people want a P.O. box, we can get that set up. We can get that set up for the Game Jam, too, if we want. So I'll have to see the theme to decide if I join. That's totally reasonable, Cubus. Right now, the theme is under wraps. It is a secret. Ooh. But it will be revealed Monday during the stream, and it's going to be related to some of these human-computer interaction design principles. By the way, for those of you who are new, oh no, I closed it. I didn't mean to close it. For those of you who are new, this book is incredible, and it is free online. It is Universal Principles of Design. It's incredible. I'm going to throw the link in here. I need to make a command for this so I don't have to find it every single time. Here we go. The theme is a secret. Bum bum. Thank you for the dad joke. Yeah, go get this book. It's filled with stuff that will blow your mind. We reference it every single day on the stream. It is wildly powerful. Attractiveness bias, it's got examples of all of these things on how to design something that keys into the human brain in specific ways. It is so good. Definitely go check this out. So yeah, that's our game jam. Very excited about that. Once again, if we get to 10 people registered by the end of the day Monday, I'll throw in a special little extra secret sauce. So I randomly tell clients the design is very human, and so far no one has called me on it. That's great, Cabinet. Oh my gosh. I love that phrase. Okay, there we go. So yeah, the theme is going to be one of those principles from this book. We've talked about it a lot on stream. It's not going to be a surprise for any friends of the program here. It'll sound very familiar. So, yeah, that's that. Okay, where are we at? We have an ad starting in 5 minutes. Let's postpone that. Okay. Let's dive in. Let's learn some Godot, because I want to learn Godot. I want to build my project in Godot, because I haven't done Godot yet, and it seems really cool. So I want to build my game jam in Godot. Let's check it out.
So once we've added our animated sprite, we can come to the animation tab, and there's going to be a sprite frames. We'll click on that. We'll do new sprite frames, and then click on that.
Hold on. Got our animated sprite. One thing that kind of weirds me out in Godot is that, like, when I click on something here, I want it to pop up in the main screen, and it doesn't. And I can kind of understand why, because there's not a lot to show here, but I want something to be there. So we have our sprite. We've called it jump.
That will open up this new.
Yep. We got that
here. And
down here.
Create some animations. So let's create an idle animation.
Okay.
Name it. We
got our jump.
This little grid thing. Select our player, and it's going to want to ask us how many frames there are horizontally and how many there are vertically.
We've dealt with this. This is cool though. You've got the slicer built in.
There's 8.
You'd expect.
Nope.
I like the little preview lines. That's good.
7.
That's some good design.
Okay. There's 7. So for our idle frame, we're just going to grab this first frame here and add it. Now let's add
Thank you, Cubus.
And we'll call this run. We'll add a new one.
There we go.
Call this
nice.
Jump. Those are going to be the only ones we have. Let's go into run. We'll grab this. Now, it doesn't remember our properties, which is a bit annoying. It would be nice if it could remember this particular sprite and what we set it to last time, but we have to redo it. So let's set our vertical to 1 and our horizontal to 7. And then this was, we were doing run, right? We're going to select all of the frames. Nope, not the last one. Everything but the last one. And then I like my, tap the microphone. I like my character to start out on an action frame, so I'm going to take this first frame, which is not an action frame, and I'm going to use these arrow keys to move it all the way to the end of the animation. Okay? Now we're going to come into our jump, do the same thing, grab our player, set this to 7, set this to 1, select the very last frame, which is the jump, and we're good to go. Now
So hold on, what are we doing here? So far we have taken at least 3 streams of 3 hours to watch this one video. That's how we do it here. That's why if you ever stream game dev, you're gonna realize you have to fall into one of 2 camps. You either kind of just ignore chat and build your game, or you pay attention to chat and you don't build your game very much, and then you do most of your game building off stream.
one thing, grab our player.
So, how are we
set this to
defining the
7,
initial
set this
frame
to
here?
1, select the very last frame, which is the jump, and we're good to go. Now you can set the frames
There we go.
per second.
Okay.
By default, you can
Nice.
see that it's set to 5, and the animation is set to
Okay.
loop.
Got it.
We can use this play key to actually watch the animation. Now 5 is pretty slow, so let's bump this up to 10.
Oh, that's looking so cool.
And
That's
a
looking
much
so
better
cool.
frame
Oh my
rate range
gosh.
for this
So excited
animation.
about this.
Okay.
Oh my gosh,
Save.
that is so cool. I'm category 3. I am chat, and I don't really build my game. Oh my gosh. Most of us are category 3 most of the time. Oh shoot. Okay. So is it how do we get to the speed? Where's he showing that?
Now we
Speed
can
scale.
move our character just a little bit. I like, with platform games, I like to have the
Yeah.
character level with
There we
the
go.
origin. So let's
Nice.
hide our collision shape for just a second.
Very
We'll
cool.
turn off snap. We can move the character up to where he's right there on the ground, right there on the origin. See that?
Interesting. He's putting the origin on the bottom middle. That's interesting. I wonder why. Is there a quick way to change the origin in here? Or do you just like the origin is this center point and then you move things wherever they need to go? Okay, that's our animated sprite, but we don't want that. We want this one. Well, you can move the sprite nodes. Right, so like visually we just kind of shift it around. Is that the idea? So like if I want it to be like his, I would do something like this, and that would put the origin in the bottom center. Is that the idea?
You don't have to do that, but I like to do it. Now we'll come into our collision shape and we'll adjust this. We want to make sure that our
Top left under your tabs. Oh, node. This? You have selected a different tool there. You want the cursor looking one to drag nodes. Oh, got it. Okay, got it. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. Or use arrow keys. Okay, cool. Got it. Thank you, Cubus. Appreciate that.
collision shape matches with the character's feet. And it's going to be easier if they're not running. So let's switch to the idle animation. Whoops. And yeah, so the collision shape matches up nicely with the character's feet. And that's what we want here.
Yeah, that feels okay.
Now remember at the start when we got access to the...
You'll see that I'm not including this like hind leg, and that's partly convenience, and also I'm kind of okay with it because you're largely going to be moving from left to right. So I'm okay with a little bit more forgiveness if something like weird happens and they try and attack you from behind, which shouldn't really be happening anyways, but let's just build in a little bit of forgiveness in the player so that they don't have to worry about a wonky hitbox being too big and then hitting them in a direction they're not really supposed to be looking at. You also have grids. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Cool. Perfect. Thank you.
different nodes, we need to do that so that we can get access to our animated sprite and control which animations are playing. So we'll click on the node, hold down the left mouse, then press and hold down control, and drag and drop that into our code here. Really convenient to be able to do that.
Okay. Oh, we do have ads starting in just a couple minutes. Thank you everyone for hanging out and learning Godot with us. Or Juju. They said there's no right way to say it, so I'm going to say it every way. So under gravity, we're bringing in this reference. Okay. That is great. I like that we can do that. It already sets up the variable. That's nice.
We used to have to type this out every single time. Man, Now we're gonna write. some
Okay, I
code
don't know
that's
what
going
that
to
chuckle
handle our
was.
Animations. So
Best way to
this
farm angry comments as a Godot creator.
is going to be. We'll just call it update animations. Come down here to the very end. And we're going to pass in an input access because we want to know whether the player that is playing the game is pressing one of the arrow keys, and we can determine.
Yes,
that
the
using input
Godot
access.
engine.
So inside of here, we're going to say if input access does not equal 0. So if our input access does not equal 0, we know that our character is moving, right? So we can say animated sprite 2D dot play, and then run. We know our character is moving, so we can play run. Else, our character isn't moving. Animated sprite 2D dot play idle. Okay. Now we need to check if we're in the air. If we are, we want to set to the jump. So if not is on.
All right, we're in ads. We're gonna jump over here. We'll turn the music on. Have a good break. We'll see you in just a few minutes. All right, welcome back in, everyone. Is the camera gonna freak out? Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. If we can pronounce Godot in any way, I'll pronounce it Unreal Engine 5. I'll call it actual Unity. Oh, that's great. Simon Game Dev, hello, welcome in. Did you end up sending your game to Steve-O? How did that go? I want to hear about it. We are learning Godot. Godot. Giddly squiggly. Oh my goodness. You did submit it. Awesome. Did you hear anything back? You made a devlog on. I know. I've been meaning to check that out. I saw the short, but I haven't been able to check out the devlog. It's your best video yet. Very cool. I'm so excited. No, sadly, and that's fine. They probably won't. That's fine. The cool thing is you did it. That's rad. By the way, Simon Game Dev is, I don't know, how old are you? Like 14, 15, 16, 32? I look like I'm a teenager if I shave my beard. I don't know. Who's just like took it upon himself to go build a game and submit it to a celebrity to say, hey, here's my game. I love that. I love the gumption. It's so cool. It's rad. I just think that's a super rad thing. I wish more kids would take initiative like that in their lives. It's super freaking cool. So go check out Simon Game Dev. He's an inspiration to me. Something I wish I did when I was his age. Okay. By the way, someone called out on our Discord that we on our Game Jam did not include a link to We Love Indies, and I apologize for that. It is in there now. If I refresh the page, we'll be able to see it. There we go. Here's the link to We Love Indies. You can sign up for that. We're not allowing asset packs in this jam. Everything has to be made by you or sourced through We Love Indies. That's just to kind of even the playing field a little bit, and We Love Indies is only going to be for like audio. So it's a little bit of a shortcut if you want to take it, but once again, we're not going to be grading necessarily a ton on polish. It's mostly going to be on execution. Are you able to design a concept and execute on it? And of course, polish is 9/10 of execution, but we're not focusing on that for this jam. We'll focus on that for other jams, just not for this one. So there you go. That's the jam. Let me throw it back in there. Once again, as a reminder, this is sponsored by River Wolf Game Studio. Thank you so much, River Wolf Games, for your support. Also, during the ad break, I just had another really exciting thing that I'm not going to be able to talk about until the next Game Jam next quarter. Oh no, the hats. So, that's a 3-month cliffhanger for all of you. It won't be 3 months. It'll probably be like 2 months. And then we'll have a month of the announcement, and then we'll and then all will become clear. So definitely come hang out. We've got lots of prize categories, monetary surprise categories. If you want to get paid a little bit to go make a game, this is a good opportunity to. 5 people have joined the Game Jam so far. There are 5 categories to win. Your odds of winning a prize are very high. Especially since one of those 5 is me. And I'm not eligible. So come join. Okay. Let's jump back into Godot.
Floor. Animated sprite. .2D. Play.
If not is on floor. Okay, so this is where we're gonna need to do this. So if not is on floor, because we don't have a walk animation because we're not gonna be walking in this game at all. And yeah, we just, so it's a method, it's a or whatever, it's a function. So we need to have the parentheses. If not is on floor, then we can play our jump animation. But that's not even going to work. What we want is if, this one, we want to put it in here. So if is on floor, and if input.isAction pressed, UI accept, then you can play your jump. You'll participate? Hey, would love to have you, Simon Game Dev. That would be a big honor for me if you were in there. I'd love to see that. No pressure. Everyone does what's right for them. If you don't qualify for this one, we do these every quarter. So if you can't make it to this one, we're going to do a different Game Jam, and it's going to be very different. I'll tell you that much right now. It's going to be a very different type of Game Jam. So we'll be doing that one in, March? April, May, June. So in July, start of July is when that next game jam will start. So if those of you who can't make it to this one, we'll just push on to next one. That's okay. We'll be doing a lot. But in any case, for those of you who can't participate, I sure would love to see you. Live streaming Saturday and Sunday. Sure, I don't have any other plans. Well, you never know. Maybe Steve-O's PR representative will reach out and maybe you'll get really busy real quick. Okay. So, I think this is what is going to work. So if you're on the floor and you press spacebar, that's our thing. We need to replace this with like a jump grouping, but we'll do that later. Then play the jump. Else, we'll stay in idle state. And we need to change this to not be play idle, and we need to just change it to like set your frame to this. Also, can I say how refreshing it is that they call them frames instead of images? GameMaker, why are we calling things images? Stop calling frames images. There's already a word for frame. Just say frame. This is Jacob's Law 101. 2D Fighter on YouTube. Back to being bad again. I'm super late. You're not bad at all, my friend. You've got a lot you are in charge of in order to deal with, not to mention your game-making aspirations. You're just fine. It's great to have you here. Welcome in.
Jump. Now this works because of the order. Because we're doing jump very last, it will override these animations. If we're in the air, it will override it and set us to our jump animation. Okay, if this was first right here, then these would override it and we would never ever see the jump animation.
Imagine a world
Gummy Quest.
takes your taste buds on an epic adventure.
Once again, this is a really cool Kickstarter, I'm not gonna lie. If I had money right now, I'd 100% be backing this. Miniatures made out of gummy candies, and they're all different flavors.
And magical potions.
That's pretty freaking rad, and they're themed. So the oozes are like acid, and then
of sour slimes to the scorching heat of a dragon's breath.
I'm not gonna lie, the concept is ridiculous and I love it. I just think that's the coolest thing. Saw that earlier today, avocado, nice.
Important. And we're not seeing any of it, and it's because...
Okay, let's test ours out. Let's see if ours is working. Can we get the jump working? Oh, we don't even have a sprite. Okay, that's a different problem than what he encountered. I wonder why. Let's delete Sprite 2D. Maybe it being hidden was kind of breaking things. It was a nope, not. That wasn't the problem. Darn it.
I forgot to call it. We need to actually call this function inside of our physics process.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Update animations. So here, I'm going to assume we want that before our move and slide, right? Update animations, pass an input axis, and then that should be good, right? So we handle our acceleration, we apply friction, we update our animation state, and we should have like an update state function in here to do a state machine eventually. And then we execute the movement according to all that stuff that was set up. Okay. We're applying gravity up here. Okay. We have handled jump. Okay. This is weird to me. Like, this is something that I need to figure out. Is this a stylistic thing? Or is it something that, like, I need to fix my brain about? Because I know each function is supposed to have, like, a separation of concerns, right? Each different function should only be tackling one thing. Same thing with, like, HTML and CSS, all that stuff, right? I'm not a stranger to that. But it feels weird that we're splitting things up. Like, we have jump, and then we have animations. Like, shouldn't the animation for the jump be inside the jump script? Is that just something weird that I have in my brain and I need to fix in order to have good programming etiquette? Or is that something else? Is that a style thing? And I don't know the answer to that yet.
And come over here. Before move and slide.
By the way, we are going to be doing a game analysis today to cap our stream off. We do that very frequently. Oh man, they got back to me. The indie game got back to me, and they oh, great! They found a shortcut. Okay, great. We're gonna play this indie game. We're gonna play an indie game. We're gonna do an evaluation of a critique and analysis. This is very exciting. Very, very exciting. Awesome. Cool. Very excited about that. Jack, hello, welcome in. I felt like something was missing. How are you today? Tonight, for you, it must be very late for you. This is the end of the stream. What are you doing in here? So yeah, we'll do a full breakdown, analysis, critique of this indie game that's going to be coming out soon. I'm really excited about it. It's a roguelike, which is right up my alley. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be able to learn a lot from it. So we'll be diving into that in just a few minutes.
Can say update animations.
You're good. It's 8:30 where you are. All right. Well, it's not too bad. I thought you were a lot later than that. Welcome in. I'm glad to have you here, Jack. It's good to see you.
Input access.
Yeah, which we've got.
Now, when we run the game, our character is animated.
All right, let's see. Because we don't even have an animation. We don't even have a sprite. So, for some reason, our sprite is not, like, attached to things yet, which is weird, because if we go to our 2D, it's here. I don't know if we have any Godot experts in the chat right now, if Amanusis or Foolbox or anyone is in. Haven't seen Foolbox. That's why the Fez isn't on today. But it's I don't know why we're not displaying that sprite. I have to do some research on that. Cubus, it's also a separation of concerns. Split animations and visuals from mechanics, especially since physics process and normal process have different frame rates. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, all right. That's helpful. Thank you, Cubus. Jack was driving home from Unity yesterday with my parents, which took 2 hours, so missed the stream and spend some time with family today. I'm so glad you're getting some time with family, Jack. That's awesome. It's because you had daylight saving times. It would be 9:30. There you go. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Ariel, you have a lot of errors in the debugger. Boy, how do I have 100? I don't know that I have 132 lines of code. Wow. Yeah, good call, Ariel. Thank you. What aren't you displaying? The dog isn't showing up. It's just, here, I'll show you. See, we just got this blank, well, now it's really blank. It shouldn't be that blank. Errors. Resource file not found. Expected type sprite frames. Interesting. Reference non-existent resource. See, this is the importance of really good error messaging. This is where UX writing comes into play. I, as someone who's new to this, does not understand like what this is or how to fix it. Resource file not found. Like, you're saying the file check file exists path is true. So if it's true, then why is it broken? It doesn't clear itself when you stop debugging. You got to clear it manually. Oh, interesting. You don't have the camera set up. It's the top left out of camera view. Camera view. Go back to world, maybe? Because it's been displaying, all right. From some reason, it is that way with me. Perfect. You've got some special set up. There we go. Okay, now it's weird. So yeah, we just we're not getting our pupper. The sprite isn't displaying. Whoa, Trevron! Thank you so much for the raid. It is so good to see you. Welcome in, Trevron. How was your stream? Elder Spy, hello. Dab. Nice. Peak of the Ultimate Fluff. Congrats on winning the jump catch game. Hello, Trevron. I don't believe I follow you. What do you stream, Trevron? What are you up to? What do you do? Welcome in. Thanks for coming in and taking a risk with a stranger and hanging out. Starbound and software and game dev. Nice. Ooh, hexagons. I'm seeing hexagons in here. Hexagons are the bestagons. Let's check out the hexagons. Hold on. I need to see hexagons. That is a slick green outline. That actually looks like an intentional green outline and not just like a artifact of a green screen.
We should do that so I don't have to just close out of it and we can...
Oh. Can we get... There we go. There are the hexagons. Ooh, nice effect there.
Instantiate
Nice.
the flight path once you're in the space state. So there's a few things that we can do.
This
with
looks
that.
cool.
Or
Trevron, tell me about your
or we can
game.
just keep-
This looks rad. I want to hear about it. It sounds like your sprite frame's resource is messed up. Check the animated sprite node in the inspector on the right. Yeah. Okay. Are you playing the animation or are you putting it on repeat maybe? I don't think so. Been doing some Godot dev. Those ones are bad. No, man, I think they look cool. Very cool. I'm learning Godot myself. I started off in GameMaker back in November and just starting Godot to practice for our Game Jam that's coming up. We're a charitable organization. By the way, I should mention, we're a charitable organization devoted to helping people develop the skill sets they need to enter the game industry. So part of what we're doing right now to do that is we're hosting a game jam specifically devoted around helping people gain the skills they need to enter the game industry. We're doing a theme that's going to be based around human-computer design interaction principles so that, we have a little bit more of a language to talk about when we discuss what is working and is not working in our designs. So I'm really excited about that. We have an official sponsor, Riverwolf Games. We have multiple categories to win. Come hang out. Check it out. It's a great time. Can't see the inspector. Oh, right, because I have YouTube in front of it. Hold on, let me move that. You're all very patient with me. Thank you all for being here today. I love it, being here with you all. This is great. Let me move YouTube off to the side. Foolbox let me know about the jam. I'm going to try and participate. Hey, nice. That's awesome. Thank you, and thank you, Foolbox. By the way, we are planning on doing these every single quarter, and they're all going to be very different types of jams. So if you can't make it to this one, hang out for the next time. It's going to be a good time. RL, you only have a single animation for jump, which is why it's throwing errors for those other animations, idle or run. Oh, that's true. Well, hold on. Didn't we change that? Didn't we get rid of the idle? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we need to set the... Oh, that's right. Comments are different in here. Is it this? Yeah, hashtag. Okay. We need to figure out how to set it to a frame. We need to set it to frame 0 when we're on the floor, essentially. In fact, we can just do that. Delphiax! Or Delphia? Delphia with sick chroming. Hello, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. By the way, everyone feel free to update us on how your projects are going. We're all about celebrating each other's successes and what we're all up to. So definitely fill me in on whatever projects you're working on. I want to hear about them. Delphia, yes. Hello. Okay, that's a good idea, Cubus. Make a new animation with just that one frame. So do I make a new sprite frame for that, or do I make a new animation? Can I click this and make a new... Aha! Buttons! See, Jacob's Law. That little plus sign, that's what told me this is maybe something I can do over here. It's also closely grouped together. Let's talk design for a second. Closely grouped together, so I assume this relates to this. If this were like over here or something, it might be less obvious. Whatever's happening with your hat is pretty amazing. Trevron, my chat likes to torture me by making me wear many, many hats. Not only as a small business owner, but also as, literally, by wearing lots of different hats. We have a baseball cap, we've got a Stetson, we've got a fedora, we've got a Cthulhu, we've got a beanie on underneath the Cthulhu, and then someone added another hat, and so I ran out of hats, so we threw on a bow tie. And hopefully that was enough. All right, bring you in. Let's see, where are my frames? Here we go. Frame. Drag. No. You? Ah, I can drag it in from there. There we go. Desist dawdling. Did the Game Jam info drop? It did drop. Desist. Yes, absolutely. You can check out all the deets on our Game Jam page. Fox Mad Hatter Hollow. Who was it that said that the other day? Was it? Oh, man. Someone made a Mad Hatter reference, and it made me tremendously happy. I don't remember. Oh, they made a Mad Hatter reference because when I go into other people's streams and they ask how you're doing, I always say Frabjous. And people 9 times out of 10 will say, oh, it's going fabulous. That's great. But then that one person we'll say, what the heck is Frabjous? And then we go down the whole rabbit hole of the Jabberwocky and the Mad Hatter and everything. Was it Falonier? Man, I don't remember. Do I have to use We Love Indies art? No. So We Love Indies doesn't actually use art. It's all audio. So that is the only outside assets we're allowing for this game jam. It's not going to be the rule for every game jam, but for this one it is. So this will allow you to get some audio into the game quick and free. Visuals have to be made by you, and that's okay if it's just boxes and arrows. That's totally fine. We're not going to be grading very heavily on art. We're going to be grading on polish a little bit, but mostly we're grading on, are you able to design something interesting and compelling and then execute on it. We progressed 3 minutes in the tutorial. Bold of you to assume that I actually progressed. I'm a particular fan of the bow. Thanks, Avocado. You know, you use what you've got available. If too many hats get added on, I'm just gonna have to put my son up there. There you go, Avocado. Frabjous Day. Kaloo Kalay, he chortled in his glee. That's right. That's absolutely right. Did I release the theme yet? We're going to wait for Monday when it starts. We're going to wait for Monday when it starts. But we're giving you some hints. It is going to be human-computer design interaction based. Once again, it's going to be out of our wonderful little book, Universal Principles of Design. And it's something we've talked about a lot on the stream. It's not going to be a surprise if you've been in the stream frequently. So we'll send out a blast in Discord on Monday morning, and then during the stream, we'll update this. So if you want a little sneaky peeky, join the Discord. We'll throw it up Monday morning, so the people who are really dedicated will have a little bit of extra time. Foolbox! Look what happens when I talk. I did not intentionally skip your message. Oh, gosh. Here we go. There we go. There, hold on. Can we land it on the octopus? Nice. Easy game. Easy game. No! Oh, gosh. There we are. There we are. Everything's exploding. It's all fine. It's all fine. Hats on hats. The hat, where's the hat? Everything is fine. Clear hat, says Mothman. Oh, I'm free. Oh gosh. Thank you, Mothman. But I will maintain the fez in honor of Foolbox. I think you need more bows, but add a hat is out of stock. Oh, shoot. There are so many. There was so many. People were asking for a P.O. box today to send more hats to. So the collection may grow. I would love to do that. And I've been meaning to do a swap out my bow tie command as well eventually. We'll get there. One step at a time. We'll get there. Okay. I think we resolved everything. By the way, Foolbox, so good to see you. Welcome in. It's so good to see you. I apologize. I haven't been able to make very many of your streams recently. It's mornings, as you may imagine, are a little bit rough for me right now. But I would love every time I can. I'm gonna try to make it in there. By the way, for those of you who are unaware, Foolbox is making some really cool stuff. He's been doing. If you're interested in seeing polish, the polish phase of a project, which I have never gotten to yet, definitely check out Foolbox. He is in that stage with Blockshop right now, and boy, the difference is staggering. It's absolutely staggering what he is doing to pump up the juice and quality of his game. It's awesome. It's fine. This morning stream was just my OBS and DaVinci Resolve fighting together. I did see you mention that in Discord, and if that was going to work. You joined! Excited for this? Wonderful! I'm excited. Thank you for joining, Desist. Hey, guess what? We're at 7 joined. If we hit 10 before Monday night, I'm going to throw in a little extra special something into the Game Jam. But we did just complete our challenge. Our challenge was to get to 6 joining before Monday evening. And we've done that. Kaloo Kalay. So the Game Jam's moving forward in the face of Ludum Dare, boldly defying the jam for everyone. I'm very excited. I can't wait to see what everyone produces. This is absolutely thrilling. Thank you so much for joining. I couldn't be more thrilled. Couldn't be more thrilled. I hope we get to 10. Really excited about it. And we'll just keep going. We'll just keep doing some game dev. We'll keep doing some game dev. So, boy, sometimes this really breaks. See that? Like, it's just a full-on black square. Oh, it's not responding. We got a crash. That's why. Expected indented block after else block. Oh, that's going to crash you if I have an empty else statement? For real? Wow. That's new. And that's the other thing. I need to figure out how to like handle crashes in Godot because it like really hangs. I have to task manager delete the whole thing. You need a pass. Oh, okay. Does this style will it be browser only game so you don't have to download things? Browser is highly preferred. Highly preferred. Oh, no, I accidentally clicked run ads. So sorry. We'll be right back. I'll answer your question in just a second. Shoot. Oh, professional streamer over here. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Hey, the camera blew out. Nice. Okay, so will it be download only? It doesn't have to be download only, but it is highly encouraged. If you don't submit a web, highly encouraged not to be download. If it is going to be, if you have a web build, I can trust it a lot more easily. If it's not a web build, I have to then figure out, and so do the judges of Fortune's favorite and his partner in crime, Pain and Suffering. They need to figure out, is this worth taking the risk to download? We're not Thor, we're not cybersecurity specialists. It's riskier for us, right? So we're going to reserve it on a case-by-case basis the right to, accept or deny that. If you do a web build, then we don't have to worry about any of that. If you do a download build and you're present with the community and we trust you, it's probably not gonna be a problem. We'll take the risk, we'll download it. But just be aware, if you submit something that requires a download, it will go through that process. We'll have to kind of judge that. I get it, 100%, just wanted to be sure. Yeah, thank you so much for asking and clarifying. I really appreciate that. And if there's anything that's confusing on that Gamejam page, feel free to let me know. Someone pointed out today we didn't have the We Love Indies link in there. I threw that back in real quick. It was in there at one point and it got deleted somehow. I don't know. Ariel, surely you'd believe me if I were to have a download build, Evil After. I know. I know I can trust you because otherwise I would go to your professor and explain to what happened, and I'm sure that would cause some problems for you. Or I don't know, maybe he hates Americans and he'll just have a grand old time. Oh my goodness. Lurk while I cook dinner. No worries, Trevron. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the lurk. Hey. We're kind of near the end of the stream here. I want to get this game analysis in. We're going to dive into that. This is going to take me a minute to try and get set up. The developer sent me some instructions on how to kind of hack it. So I need to spend just a minute trying to do some tricky little shenanigans. What game is this? This is Hadley's Run. It's available on itch. We'll throw the link into chat right now. You can go download it and play it yourself. It's going to be launching on Steam. It's on Steam. It has a Steam page. that you can wish list right now. So we're going to right-click the executable, create a shortcut. Hold on. No, I don't want to share it. I want to create a shortcut. Come on. I know I've seen this option a million times. There we go. Got it. Okay, create the shortcut. In the shortcut target, properties, add this. Okay. Added. The full target should say something like, yes. Yes, that is what it does. Okay, apply. Okay. Is this gonna work? I'd love to show this off. I'd love to check this out. For downloads, if you use the Itch app, it has an option of running as a different user, which offers some degree of security. That's good to know, Tiny Devil. Thank you. Okay. Are we gonna get to run this game? The moment of truth. Come on. Come on, OBS. There we go. We got it. Hadley's Run a Starship Saga. Begone, Chillfi. Desist Darling, sorry for the 20 questions. Are teams allowed or solo only? Was thinking of trying with my team. Teams are totally allowed. Teams are 100% allowed. Please, if you want to bring a team, bring a team. We'd love that. Absolutely. Okay. Hadley's Run a Starship Saga. I found this developer on Reddit. They were bemoaning in the game dev subreddit how hard it is to get people to try their game. And it's true. We saw that when we did 15 Minutes Dungeon. They gave us 5 keys to give away. Literally couldn't even give the keys away. Like, it's rough in the indie space. And this is a reality we need to confront and accept as game developers. We need to understand you're competing against a lot. And even just getting attention is difficult. So I reached out and said, hey, I'd love to take a look at your game and show it. And they said, here you go. And I was like, I don't know, this is probably going to be some medium effort. But look at this. Isn't this cool? Doesn't this look great already? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to dive into our analysis. To start off with, great typography. For once in an indie game, a typographic logo that I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. I immediately get a strong vibe of what this game is. Some sort of Firefly-y type sort of thing. Starship Saga, so we've got this kind of bold, crunchy typeface up front that is kind of raw and aggressive, combined with this very elegant serif, light type font. Really, really good. In the divider lines here, never underestimate the value of a good line. Lines can make all the world of a difference in your visual design. Imagine this without these lines. It's immediately way worse. And you'll notice as well, hold on, let's bring this into Figma. Love the music too. Oh, so good. Let me bring this into Figma. Scroll down. Okay, we're gonna go to the browser. There we go. I apologize for blasting everyone's eyes out with my Figma. The dark mode is gone for some reason. I don't know. I need to figure out how to re-enable that. Okay. Desist Dawdling. I love the colors. The orange buttons are a bit much, but they at least stand out. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Yeah. So, I want to point out shapes. Shapes are so important. Look at that. See that shape? Can you imagine how much worse this would have felt if this didn't line up in a box? If these lines like extended out beyond it or were shorter than? But because we have that square there, especially if you can key that into like a golden ratio size, it feels great. Look for what shapes your elements create to the human eye, and it will improve your visuals. Okay, let's go back to the game. All great things are in a box. That's great. Okay. So we've got our characters here. in kind of a floating heads, almost pseudo style poster. It works. They're kind of compelling. They're kind of interesting. You get some tension with this gal looking to the side, but then eyes are pointed at the camera. It's this kind of coy expression that leads you to believe, hey, there's some sort of a mystery. There's something going on here. Once again, pay attention to body language and how that introduces things. This guy just feels kind of gruff. I don't feel much of an invitation based on him as a character, but what pulls me in about him is his outfit. This outfit is very distinct, and it kind of lends into here. We got these very visually noisy outfits, but they present a world and a story that I think is interesting, and I think they did it intentionally because the rest of this feels so much more open. And so the noisiness in this space doesn't bother me as much because my eye has a lot of room to wander up here and rest when it needs it. Now let's talk about this ship blasting off composition. You kind of, at least my eye, tends to go in this space here between the logo and the ship. And then that line of the boost takes me down to the character. And then we have this slope down leading us into the main female character, right? So decent composition. I think it could be a little bit tighter, to be frank. This ear here is kind of making a little bit of a tangent. Let's go back to the browser and I can zoom in and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. This line here is just a little bit too close for comfort, right? The line from the ear going up into that, it doesn't quite feel intentional to me. I would like to see that, like if we could bring in the blast effect a bit, just so it didn't look quite so close to that ear, right? So now that tangent line gets taken care of a little bit. Just feels like it flows a little bit better when we do that, to me, than if we get rid of that shape. Just a little bit of visual conflict, in my opinion. And then that all leads us into the buttons. Let's talk about these buttons. Bright orange. From my understanding, this game is like an African Western, and I love that concept. I love that African concept. I think we need way more of it. I have a copy of I don't remember. There's a tabletop RPG created by some folks in Africa that is all about African mythology and everything, and I'm really excited to get my hands on it. Supposedly they're shipping it. I don't know. But from what I've observed of the aesthetic of those cultures over there is that oranges and blues and purples are very big colors. And so I think it's tying into that sort of cultural heritage. I like that, but the buttons themselves they do feel very distracting, right? Sounds cool. I know, avocado, right? It's so cool. I can't wait. Once it comes in, we'll do a whole show off on stream. Maybe we'll do a show off of, there was another one of indigenous peoples to the Americas, and I can't remember Coyote and Crow. Yeah, Coyote and Crow, which is a gorgeous book, and I'm really curious about playing that someday. Let's talk about why these buttons don't quite work. First off, the color is a huge contrast, but that's not necessarily a problem. Contrast can be good. For me, the big problem is it looks like they're supposed to be rounded on the corners, but they're not. And so these tan pixels over here make it look unfinished. So if we did this same thing, bloop, and then rounded the corners, and it was transparent, then it starts to look a little bit better. That feels a little bit better. I really like, however, that texture. You can see that kind of spray paint, weathered, steel sort of material you'd picture on a spaceship. That's good. I'd love to bring that in. I think that's strong. Keep that. But just getting rid of those surrounding tan pixels makes it feel a lot more intentional. Now, the other problem with this is the composition of the artwork behind it, right? The composition is causing a lot of these sort of visually frustrating lines where we have these points of conflict, visually speaking, right? So we'll bring that up. There's 4 of these points every time these rays are going through it. So lots of opportunities for the eye to just kind of get exhausted. I mean, look at all these points of intersecting high contrast values. It's a lot. It's a lot to kind of have to visually parse out with your brain. So if it were me, I would change the button placement or the artwork composition, where like this blast could be going a lot higher. You know, if it were move back, move back, move back, move back. There we go. Something closer to that. Well, I guess we don't really want that. We'll kind of bring this in a little bit and add something, and, you know, just something to frame it up a little bit better. And I know you lose a lot of the dynamism of that, but it also feels a whole lot better. And so there's probably a way you could incorporate that blast off dust cloud, bring it up, make there just be fewer points of tension on those buttons. Let's go back to our game. I think I have that one. I believe it's based on Native Americans, though. Yes, that one is Coyote and Crow is indigenous peoples of the Americas. Yes. The rectangles are quite odd. It feels like it should be a different shape with a different vibe, which is interesting because it's sci-fi, right? Asheroth86. Hello, welcome in. Come on in, Asheroth. Good to see ya. We're doing an analysis of this indie game, Hadley's Run, which has an itch page, and they are putting it up on Steam. It is available for wishlisting on Steam right now. Let me throw the link in chat again. Ariel, what if we put the buttons on the top side so that the rays kind of point to the buttons? Yeah. So, okay, let's talk about that. I think that's an interesting point, and I did think about that. And I want to explore that and see if my intuition on why we shouldn't do that is right or not. Like if they were up here, right? And then we'll just kind of black that out, right? So that could work. And it's not as bad as I was thinking it might be. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to bring us back to the browser. Hold on. I think if they were slightly more muted color of the man's shirt, that would also be good. Could be avocado. I could see that. And it's also good to reuse color palettes, right? Whenever you can have repetition. Repetition is a design principle that's more than just visual design, by the way. We love repeated shapes. That's why forests are so visually interesting to us, because we have that tree repeated all over the place, right? In a very nice, naturally chaotic sort of way. But the same thing applies for humor. One of the biggest principles for humor is repetition with variation. And one of the biggest principles for visual design is repeated colors. You meant on the top and horizontally. That's interesting. So instead of doing it stacked like this, instead we did, if we do, hold on, hey, Figma, why are you not giving me my auto adjust here? Okay. More than one way to do this. We'll just do it the slow way. Drag them up. And then adjust. Okay. Shrink that space down a bit. Kind of put them up here, or even center them. I kind of like the centered. That's nice. It kind of brings you to here, which brings your eye down and over to here. You have a whole bunch of empty space, but that might work. The centering kind of feels like a command console type sort of approach. That could be interesting. The trouble is now you have Monadano. Thank you so much for the follow. I think the issue you might run into here is how do you determine which buttons are most important? Because when you have top down, there's a very clear hierarchy. You expect like quit to be at the bottom. You expect play at the top. That hierarchy loses a little bit when you go horizontal. What if you stacked offset instead of vertical, almost following the background? That could be interesting. Like, what if you like stacked them up like this? Right? Kind of interesting. That's a take. You know? Hold on. Daughter's coming in. 1 second. Okay. I think some other space games use meteors flying in from the edge of the screen to include the space themes into the buttons and not clutter them too badly, so I might replace the moon. You could? Yeah, we could talk about changes to the artwork itself to improve the look. I mean, heck, if while we're doing all this, we could even experiment throwing them up here, right? That's another possible option. In my opinion, almost any of these are. I'm not a huge fan of this one, but getting it away from these tangents helps a lot. Really helps that feel. So there you go. There's some UI design. I don't totally know what this is down here. It feels like a part of the UI that like shouldn't be on the main menu. Like maybe that's a bug. We could also have the spaceship lead to the play button too. Yeah, I mean you could. You definitely could. Further left, closer to the original location. What, for the offset? Like this? Kind of like that or something? Kind of lining up against the player. I mean, that produces fewer of those tangents. It's kind of hard to tell. But yes, like that. I mean, I kind of like how it kind of follows the silhouette of the character a little bit. We do still run into some of the same problems, but it's not as egregious. And then that button placement feels a little more intentional because when it's offset like that, you kind of are willing to believe a little bit more, oh, they actually meant to do this. And you're going to overlook some things because you feel it's intentional. As humans, we value effort. That's another important lesson. If you can really convey to someone you are putting a lot of effort into something, they're more willing to forgive any sort of like little mistakes or problems. So cool. All right, let's dive in. Campaign. Settings. Hold on. Okay. The music is gone. I don't know why the music is gone. Okay. No. I don't want to do arcade. Let's try launching this again. Because when I clicked on it, it launched twice. And one of those had the music and worked. And then I closed that one accidentally. Different logo typeface. That was interesting. Here we go. Campaign. This demo only grants you access to the there we go. There's the music. Lurk, thank you so much to Sis Dawdling. Thank you for the lurk. Good to see ya. Thanks for hanging out. Demo only grants you access to the Combat Arcade. Oh, okay. You can play the campaign in the full version of Hadley's Run. The full campaign features a roguelike gameplay loop, storyline, scripted levels with more intricate challenges, wider varieties, more enemies, bosses, characters to meet and build relationships with, and 3 distinct galaxies to explore. This is cool. I like this. And then we have kind of our blurb. Typographically, I'd like this to look a little bit different, so I know this is like stylistic. This is not information to convey. This is the story. Experience an African space western adventure, and they could do that with line work. They could bring it in, italicize it. Well, I guess it's all italicized. So unitalicize it, give it a different weight or something. Just something to indicate this is different, right? Experience an African space western adventure with beautiful graphics and engaging gameplay. You are Hadley Ora, captain of the starship Musafir. Can you use your wits, creativity, and all-around badass gaming skill to turn our badass gaming skill to turn our nuggety protagonist from a reluctant smuggler into a certified intergalactic killing machine? Wow. Interesting goal. Okay, go to our Steam page. I can't click on that and go to Steam. Have links on your calls to action. I guess we have Find Out More, and that takes you to Steam. Yeah. Clicking Find Out More takes you to the Steam page. Actually, hold on. Let me throw the Steam page in chat for the people who are interested. Okay. Click the arcade button to your left and have a go. Cool. All right. Let's give it a shot. Controls. In this demo version, you're limited to 1 weapon and ability configuration. You have a bolt cannon as your weapon, force field as your primary ability, and auto turrets as your secondary ability. Movement, WSDA, shooting, up, down, left, right. Oh, so it's twin stick. It's a twin stick shooter. Dash is space, primary ability E, secondary ability F. Okay. Defeat enemies to earn points. And you can earn bonus points by increasing your score modifier. Okay. Hey, kid.
I still can't find her.
You can't find Mom?
No.
Okay, well, I'll be finishing this up in a few minutes. You go hang out for a little bit and play, and then we can go find Mom together, okay? All right. Sounds good. Will you be increasing your stream time in the future? We will be. Yes, especially during the Game Jam. We're going to be streaming for more time. We're going to be streaming on Saturdays as well. So this is a part of the UI that was not supposed to be on the main screen. Boy, that is loud music. Hold on, let me bring that down a little bit. Okay. Whoa, hey, really good visual effects, actually. Big fan of the visual effects. We got some space junk. You got a little bit of a stop and go. It's a little bit, I'm not going to say clunky. I'm going to say slippery. But really good effects. I like this screen a lot, actually. We've got different colors, which I'm going to assume are different categories of buffs that we get, right? These are classic roguelike buffs, I'm imagining. And I see rare up here. Good typography. Guys, this is good typography. This feels a little bit out of place compared to everything else, the space junk collected and the health lost. But that rare is tight. That is great typography. And the title and everything here, you dealt it, they smelt it. After dashing, I didn't know I could dash, you leave behind a trail that slows enemies by 30%. Each additional level of this upgrade increases the slow amount by 10%. That sounds cool. Impedance amplifier increases the strength of your force field, applying a 10% stronger slowing effect. I have a force field that slows things? Defense matrix increases your shield hit points. Okay, let's go for backdoor trots. I like the button, by the way. And good signifier that it's a button. When I mouse over it, we flip the colors. That's a good signifier that you can click it. The floppy disk is fun. Retro sci-fi there. So I just get the one. I can only pick one. Okay. Oh, space is our dash. Okay, and that's our backdoor trots. Great. It is still very loud. Let me turn that down a little. Good visual. I mean, very good feedback on all that. And then if you saw the ripples around the other ship saying that, hey, we did hit them with the slow. Check that out. Right? You can pretty quickly tell what you have slowed or not. That's good. I will say that black background on the explosion is a little oppressive. It kind of nukes a lot of the screen. And they have a lot of straight up black. We've talked about straight up black before. Don't use straight up black. Use some sort of color mix, right? So now we have the store. This is another area that feels kind of unfinished because of this. The button, once again, looks like it should be rounded, and it isn't, but should be. The black thing up here on top of this parchment sort of background with the ragged edge clearly seems to be work in progress. So this is our store. This is a lot less visually enticing than the upgrades page was. Your analytical skill and vocabulary is pretty impressive. Well, thank you, Trevron. I appreciate that. I've spent a long time developing it, and it is also what will probably be the biggest obstacle to us ever having a large community. So let's talk about table design. As a B2B enterprise product designer for 10 years, I've designed a lot of tables. Let's talk about table design. I don't know what these columns mean. I'm assuming that that is a problem because of this black thing here, that's not supposed to be there, and there will be table names here. But we have data displayed in some pretty rough ways. We have this column with zeros and this column with numbers. And both of those are the same typographic styles. So it's hard for me to tell at a glance what each of those is supposed to be. I'm going to guess that this is 0 ranks purchased out of a possible 30, 100, 350. That's a lot of ranks to buy, though. I don't know if that's quite right. Each level of this upgrade increases your base hit points by 1%. Okay. So we got a lot of really small text in here. I'm glad that they shrunk it down so it's more easy to digest, but it is still rough. All of this, this is just I don't even want to read it. It's very hard to just muster the willpower to actually read that thing. No level and cost. Oh, level and cost. That would make sense, Jack. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. The first is the amount, the second is the cost. Okay, I was apparently the one with the wrong idea. In which case, I would really expect these numbers to be different, right? I would expect cost to tie into space junk somehow. Maybe have a space junk icon next to them or something. And maybe that's in the header and we just can't see it right now. Let's increase shields. Okay. Great. So you guys were right. Yeah, this text is rough. Find another way to communicate this amount, whether it's iconography or redoing the table layout. So it's not a strict table. Maybe they're cards. Maybe they're, any number of things. I don't think this is really working for what they're trying to convey. Do a store layout, right? Have like a little icon of an energized barrier and you with a little price tag underneath it. You hover over it and you say increase shield amount by 1%. We also have a lot of each level of, every level of. Whenever you have a lot of repeated stuff like that, you can look at, can we just remove that? And contextually, I think that would make sense. You could get rid of 5 words here. Each level of this upgrade, you could just nuke that. We kind of contextually understand that's what this is going to be about, right? Okay. Oh, we're starting to get some backgrounds. We've got some black holes whirling around. Okay. The black holes don't feel like they match the rest of the aesthetic of the game. And I don't know if they're an asset pack or what. One second. Hold on. All right. Will I get hurt if I go into black hole? Whoops. I like the dash. So, games that... Oh! Black hole kills you. Just straight up dead. Okay. I like this off-centeredness. This diagonal really works. It breaks the mold and draws a lot of visual interest. Also, diagonal lines draw your interest because they are a sign of danger, right? So use diagonals judiciously and intelligently. You got to head off for the stream. Enjoy the rest and have a splendiferous time zone. All. Thank you so much, Avocado. Thanks for coming in. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. It's good to have you in here. Glad to have you. Typography here is serviceable, right? New high score. That's good. I like the little call out. I feel like that could even be bigger, right? Because we have the big score and then new high score. When really kind of all I care about is did I get a new high score? That could be like a big badge coming in or something, right? Let's do one more run. Were those upgrade card graphics AI generated? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. All right. Let's grab all these guys. I'm missing my slowdown farts, which is a bummer. I do love a lot of these VFX, though. Everything does feel a little bit discordant. I do wonder how much of this is an asset pack. Mishmash, which is fine. Like, lots of great games have been made with asset packs, but it does come with the downside where it can feel like things don't quite match up visually. That transition screen is very good. The text coming in, the level complete, and the red offset, very good. Assembly lines. Auto turret cooldown is decreased by 2 seconds. I have an auto turret? That's the other thing is, like, is this going to give me an auto turret? Or will I get it and it will be useless until I find an auto turret? Or do I have an auto turret and I don't know about it? Let's find out. The animations need to be snappier there too. There's a lot of pausing in between states. Those need to be a lot faster. A lot of things could be sped up in this as well to increase that sort of flow that you can get into as a player. Like the time between waves is pretty long. It doesn't need to be that long. Like, I'd like it if you could detect when I destroy everything on screen and then move to the next wave. I don't know that there's a big reason not to do that. I do like the graininess paper style of the UI. I do too. I can imagine like a starship captain with some crumpled up, brown paper bag from lunch writing all this down on it. It creates a certain aesthetic in a certain world, and I like that. So I'm still not seeing any sort of... Yeah, and those are like 3D, whereas nothing else has been 3D. So I'm betting this is asset pack stuff. And it's hard to make disparate art packs feel cohesive. Also, because they are like objects, I kind of feel like I should be able to shoot them and detonate them. And the fact that I can't is a little frustrating. So we are in a minefield now. Okay. Auto reloader applies a bonus to the bolt cannon firing rate. So you could just say increase fire rate. These are ways you can really streamline and simplify your design is through your text. Don't ignore your text. Mr. Delivery. When dashing, you leave behind a bomb. Every additional level of this upgrade increases the damage of the bomb. That sounds fun. So increase fire rate by 5%. Kind of a boring upgrade. Dwarven Spirit. Increases the space junk you find. Okay, increased resources is good. I normally would go for that, but I want to see what the bomb dash does. And I pressed E, and that brought up this shield. Oh, F. F places a turret. Okay. And we've got a good signifier there of what will the turret hit or not. That's good. And is this like an elite enemy? Is that a Tron trail? Is that going to hurt me if I run into it? That's cool. I liked all that. That was very cool. Oh, and there's my dash bomb. Nice. So it's a mine. Oh, dear. A mine. If you caught that reference, we can be very friends. Okay, no store in between level 4 and level 5. Interesting. I wonder why. New enemy types. I like that we're still seeing new enemy types. Every new wave has brought in new enemy types, and that's good. This type of game really thrives on what is and is not, or rather, what new enemy types can they bring in, right? Oh, we do have a UI for the turrets. It's in the bottom left. It's one of those diamonds, and I have 1 charge left of turrets. Is that going to reset at the end of the round over time, or do I have to buy them at a store? I'm actually, the dash feels good. The movement is feeling fairly snappy. I'm actually feeling kind of empowered to do some cool stuff here. I'm liking this overall. I think it's got more to go. I'm really curious what that roguelike mode would do. I mean, this is obviously a roguelike mode, but it's an arcade roguelike. I'm curious what their main roguelike mode is. Cooldown. Okay, and that's one thing I'm missing is I don't know what the cooldown is on this. Oh, and we get to buy something. Invuln period after dashing. Sure, we're going to be doing a lot of dashing. It's weird that this was before this one when this is more expensive. Feels like the more expensive ones should come later. It should be like sorted by cost. So if I drop all of my turrets, there we go. Now I get a cooldown. So other games, oh, we've got some darkness here. I like that. I hate it, but I like it from a design perspective. Other games, what they will do is if you have it available and it's on cooldown because there's charges of it, they will have a more transparent cooldown overlay. So it still looks enabled, but if you look closely at it, you can tell what the cooldown period actually is. I think that would be helpful here. And then I've got another diamond down there. E is that blue one, the shield. It makes that shield which kind of slows things down, which is cool. I like that. But what is the third diamond? Oh, no, the pink one is the shield. Never mind. So what's the blue one? Is that our dash? Ah, that's the dash. Okay. I also like the random backgrounds that we're getting here. It makes it feel like a story is happening, right? It's an implied story. Foolbox. I was talking about that with Foolbox. When he brought color into the backdrops of his screenshots on Steam, just every different screenshot had a different colored backdrop. And it felt like this puzzle game was taking place inside of a narrative world. And it got me way more excited. And it makes you feel like you're progressing a lot more. So that's a really simple and powerful hack. I mean, we're doing pretty good here. I'm not feeling very much in danger. We haven't really had problems. That would probably be my biggest gameplay complaint so far, other than the UI stuff, is I'm just not feeling very in danger, and it's feeling kind of slow. I want things to be moving a little bit more quickly. Like the first wave or two I would understand, but I'm not feeling a ton of improvement. Let's re-roll. I can't re-roll. Okay. So that's not a cost of 0. That's how many re-rolls you have left. When an enemy is hit by the bolt cannon in quick succession, the second projectile does more damage. Increasing stacks increases bonus damage. Bonus damage for subsequent hits is 10% per level of this upgrade. So that's a full paragraph to describe that effect. That could definitely be condensed, but let's go for it. So far, the only thing that killed me was instant death black holes. I don't think anything has even hurt my health yet. Okay, there we go. Lay down some mines, get ready for the next wave. I wonder if there's a cap on how many of those can be out at any given point. Or should I just be, like, spamming this? Like, I took a lot of hits there, and I still have a good amount of shield left. Also, it'd be great to tell, like, how much of a wave is left. You know, am I getting near the end? Can I blow all my abilities? Or are there more wave coming? Ooh, new enemy type. I like this. Turning into sort of a bullet hell sort of thing. That's good. This is cool. I do think the strongest thing this game has for it is the aesthetic. It's the world that they've built. Had some food and water. Welcome back, Merlin. Good to see you. Back to 20% functionality for my brain. Those are rookie numbers, Merlin. You got to get those numbers up. What's going on here? We're doing an analysis of, what's it called? Hadley's Run, a Starship Saga. There we go. Developer reached out wanting us to check it out, and it's fun. There's a lot of really interesting stuff. Let's go for legendary upgrades. That sounds fun. And sure, I don't know. Let's get some. See, that's the thing. When it's so much and it's so overwhelming, I kind of just start clicking on things. So this is a twin-stick shooter roguelike in an African space western, is how they describe it. And it's pretty cool in a lot of ways. It's got a lot of ways yet to go before it's something really great. But I think it could get there. A lot of it is polish and usability stuff. But there is no reason why it couldn't be addressed. Because as far as the like systems go, I don't, other than maybe not seeing enough exciting upgrades, I'm not seeing anything that is really stopping this from being something great. Upgrade descriptions are way too long. Yeah, I agree, Jack. I agree. Like, I'm not seeing anything that's barring this from being a really great game. I think the bones are really strong. And the implementation is really good. I think it's like 70% of the way there. Whoop. Like, this is feeling good. Now that we're getting a lot more projectiles on the screen and I'm having to do a lot more active dodging and everything, this is feeling great. I want this 4 waves earlier. Okay? And I've been forgetting to put down my turrets. I need some sort of, like, key reminder on the UI to tell me this is what you do to activate this. Sure. Let's go with that. Yeah, just everything needs to be a lot snappier. We don't need to be spending that much time on that. Sleep well, guys. Have a great rest of the stream. Thank you so much, Merlin. Thanks for hanging out. And you know what? I think this is probably going to do it for this. I think we've said most of what we're going to be able to say right now. I want to be seeing a lot more interesting upgrades that like change how things operate, and I think we might get there if we played long enough. But we have to play long enough, and that's kind of the problem I'm at right now, is I'm putting a lot of trust in the game to keep going. Thank you, Cubus. Nova Drift. That's what I keep meaning to say when I say competition, right? This game's principal competition is Nova Drift. 100%. And what is their USP? Frankly, I think it is narrative. And you can have that be your driving factor. Narrative is a powerful, powerful tool that differentiates games from other games that are better. But I need to be seeing some of that, and I'm not. Oh, guy. All right. Yeah, I think that'll be it today for Hadley's Drift. This was so much fun. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Oh, man, what a great day. This has been absolutely awesome. We're going to send a raid out. Before we do that, though, just as a reminder, we are a charitable organization devoted to helping people develop the skill sets to enter the game industry. And if that sounds like a good time to you, welcome home. I invite you to follow, subscribe, wherever platform you're on. And we're going to go hang out with Jackie Codes. Well, no, we're not going to hang out with Jackie Codes because she's not coding right now. We want to go somewhere where they're coding. Let's go hang out with Odd Oculus. He's building a really cool MOBA in Unreal. Really strong developer with a good design sense. We're going to go hang out with him. He does a lot of really, really cool stuff. With all that being said, Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all the people who are subscribing to the Game Jam, and we will catch you tomorrow. Special Saturday stream. Rogue, Vampire-like, and Narrative clash a bit. They can, but I think that's just because we haven't really figured out the formula very well. I mean, Hades, right? I also want to see how the campaign differs from this. I totally agree. Totally agree. All right. Right on. With that being said, thank you so much, everyone. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.